What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass, and like and subscribe. So, seems that the FTC's attempt to stall, block their injunction was smacked down, smack, by Judge J. Crowley, that's her name? Yeah, Microsoft won. I mean, this is just an injunction, so it's up to the FTC to appeal or to go to court in August or whatever. They're not gonna win. And this whole thing has caused the CMA to get cold feet. They thought they were bold, but now they're like, oh. So they halted their attack on Microsoft, and now they're gonna try to work things out, see what happens. I don't see any ponies or dark unicorns on the Twitter spaces or anything. Hooting and hollering. Oh no, I did see MBG. He said, oh yeah, it's the old narrative. Oh, they buy things instead of organically grow, blah, blah, blah. Of course, that's been debunked already. Sony has not organically grown nothing. They bought all their studios, just like Microsoft bought their studios, except for 343 they growed. And Take 10, Turn 2, wow. Turn 10. Turn 10, they homegrown. And honestly, Turn 10, one of the best racing games studios out there. You know, Playground they bought, I believe. And then they became the Forza Horizon team. They're freaking awesome, right? And so I think Playground's kind of sort of the same thing, because I don't know if they had any games out before Microsoft acquired them. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at that. And then you have, there's Turn 10, Playground, 343, Coalition. The Coalition was formed when Microsoft bought Gears of War franchise. And now the Coalition is if not the foremost experts in Unreal Engine. No other team. They helped make that Matrix, whatever it's called, that Matrix Revival, whatever that demo was called. That was the Coalition that did that, basically. So y'all acting like Microsoft ain't got nothing. They got a whole bunch of homegrown flavors. You're like, oh, Naughty Dog. They were bought. Sony bought them. Yeah. Sony bought Insomniac. Remember that? I do. So there's no magic sauce or anything that Sony has. What Sony does, which is gonna probably soon end, because they're realizing that they can't afford to fund these games anymore, because yes, them giving them an extra $100 million or whatever makes the games all super blah blah blah, right? But that's the cinematic stuff though. I think if they cut out all the cinematics and all that movie stuff out of their games, they would be way cheaper, half the cost, and they probably wouldn't be as good, perceived as good, because all that cinematic crap is what makes their games good. How does that make sense? If your game is good, your game is good, regardless of cinematics. You know, yes, it adds a little bit of production value, but at the end of the day, what are we doing? Are we watching movies or are we playing games? We're playing games, right? All right then. So the Coalition is probably, I mean, as far as all the Microsoft studios, I think Playground's been doing a lot of heavy lifting. They have not put out a bad Forza game. It looks like Fable's about to be the jump off. They're MVP right now. In my mind, in my eyes, Playground Games MVP at Microsoft right now, at Xbox Studios. You know, and who's MVP over at Sony? Is it Santa Monica or is it Naughty Dog? I would say Santa Monica, because they make better games. Because God of War is greater than The Last of Us. Debate me on that one. Anybody who says The Last of Us is better than God of War is smoking crack. From a gameplay standpoint and from a story standpoint, acting, all of that. Graphics, Imaginations. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm veering from the actual news, the happy news, happy, joy. Microsoft prevailed, you know? And so it's just another hurdle that they cleared or whatever, but, you know, I'm looking at all these naysayers and these doubters and these people who are trying to say Microsoft is bad, Microsoft is a monopoly, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, they're not looking at their own team. They're not looking at PlayStation and what they're doing, what they have been doing. This whole fiasco of Jim Ryan lying to your faces, talking about, oh, they're gonna forfeit, only because Sony would do it. Oh, they're gonna take Call of Duty away, only because Sony would do it. Oh, they're gonna do this and that and the third, and it's gonna irreparably harm the PlayStation business. We can't survive without Call of Duty. Sounds like a PlayStation problem. Sounds like a management problem over there. PlayStation, if they can't afford to survive without a third-party game, what are you doing? What are you doing? That means your first party is trash, obviously, business-wise. It can be critically acclaimed all the way up and down to infinity. But if it ain't making money, the shareholders will be like, yeah, you're sucking right now. Jim Ryan thought he was clever, get that Call of Duty all locked up. And then Microsoft been playing 29D chess for a minute, okay? When they bought Bethesda, because of the whole Starfield thing, that was step one. They were like, all right, that's how you want to play. Okay, yo, we going into Bruce Banner mode, right? Y'all ready? Aaron, you ready? Satya, you ready? I'm telling you, this is what we're doing, Satya. I'm not asking. I'm letting you know we about to go Bruce Wayne. We about to do it. Satya was like, and so they bought the bank, all right? So they bought Bethesda like, yo, no more exclusives. Y'all get these two, because we're like, we don't really care about those, because we saw those and they were like, eh. But no. We will have none of that. No. How much money's in them? Okay, yeah, we got plenty. Okay, let's go. Bought Bethesda, boosh. And they're like, okay, wait, how do we deal with how Sony's doing business? Do we copy what they're doing? No, we're Microsoft. We got a bank with a whole bunch of money on it, and in it, and under it, all over this made of money. And Sony's over there. They taking out loans. They double mortgaging their houses and stuff to get Bungie. And so Call of Duty falls into the laps. And they're like, what do we do? Sony's been locking this down, kind of keeping us out. What do we do? And it feels like, you know what we're gonna do. I mean, we know what we're gonna do, right? BW, you know what we're about to do, right? And Satya's like, Aaron's like, okay. Feels like, let's do it. And he pressed the button, boosh. Buy Activision Blizzard. No more exclusive content, no more exclusive marketing deals, no more, oh, you can't say that Call of Duty's on Xbox, on YouTube. What kind of bullshit is that? What kind of freaking, just, I don't even know what to call it. It's just so draconian, or it's not even that, it's something worse. That's how they win? Shut everybody out? Like, as far as how I see a winner is like two athletes, two competitors. They compete on an open, even playing field, and the best entity wins. The best man win, may the best woman win, may the best he, she, z, whatever win. The best one wins, right? That's how this works. Not, oh, I'm gonna change the rules so that you have less of a chance of winning, meaning, we have the better side of the track. We have all the water. You get no water because, we have an AC lane. Your lane is really hot and humid. There's holes and stuff and grease and oil, all kind of stuff on your side. We gonna fix the game so we win. That's Sony's plan. That has been Sony's plan since the jump. We're gonna fix the game so we win and nobody else can compete with us because we're the only ones who are winning, and that's it. That's how they win. Dude, how can you be on a team like that? How can you be back in a team like that when it's like, okay, yeah, they make good games, but are they really that good? And if it weren't for their dubious business practices, would they be number one? You know what I'm saying? I don't think they would. It would be more even. They would be struggling right now because Call of Duty would be 50-50 on Xbox and PlayStation. Because don't forget, Call of Duty blew up on the 360. Call of Duty 2, 360. That's why they won that generation. Because it was the shooter box, and there's a lot of shooters out there. Sony realizes this now. They used to make Killzone their shooter, their Halo killer, or whatever they want to call it. They don't make it anymore. Why? I don't know. Did they forget that shooter boxes make money? Did they forget that multiplayer games, shooter box multiplayer games make money? A lot of gamers play those type of games. Did they forget that? I mean, I guess so. Or they suck so bad at making those games that they said, we can't make a game like this, so we're gonna stop. We're just gonna pay for the exclusive stuff on the most popular game. What's worse? Paying for the stuff of a third-party game to be exclusive to skip your competitor, or your competitor buying it and letting everybody have it. Everybody's even. Everybody gets the same stuff. What's worse? Well, the latter is worse for Sony, obviously, but the latter is also better for everybody else. That's where, in this whole scheme, in this whole situation, in this whole scenario, Sony is the bad guy. Sony is the one entity out. They're the only ones. They were the only ones to come out and complain and yap their mouths, lie, basically. I mean, he was so close to lying on the stand, but he didn't. He told the truth, which made him a giant hypocrite because he lied not on the stand, not under oath. So under oath, he told the truth. And so we know the truth about Jim Ryan. We know the truth about how he felt that he wasn't concerned at all. He's just talking a lot of shite to delay. It's a delay tactic to cause Microsoft to do anything to hurt them, cause them financial troubles, cause them $3 billion and all that stuff. You see, this is the type of man that Jim Ryan is. This is the type of man that Sony, this is the type of company that Sony is, how he's running it. This is the same company that put Dreamcast out of business, that closed up shop, that made Sega close up shop on their hardware. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad that this is happening because it is shining a light on the fallacy of Sony being the greatest. They are not the greatest. PlayStation, not even close. It's not even the most powerful console. They pay their developers to make the best version on their whack-ass console. The big ass, well, it's bigger and it's whacker. How can you make a console that's big and whack and you're playing Final Fantasy and it's bricking systems? I don't get it. Y'all ponies are brainwashed. Y'all need to get some better help or something and call them up and let them know that this giant Oreo cookie box is just like just confusing y'all because y'all think that it's the best thing, but y'all been fooled. Y'all been bamboozled. Y'all been led astray. Saying, man, I'm glad I'm not a pony, man. I would be so upset right now. I'd be so mad. Oof. I mean, that's the sentiment. Oof. I listened to Florian Mueller. He had a Spaces, and he's long-winded. Let's be real. That's not even an exaggeration. He talks, and so he was talking, and he probably just did a recap, and he's saying yes. He went through it. He even went through the CMA stuff, and I was like, yeah, this is all right. I forgot how many people were in there. I was definitely listening to it, but it's gonna be interesting to see all the videos today. MBG is so far is the only pony that came out to talk shite, but his point is old. It was old. It was old and battered, and it wasn't even the truth. It's like, oh, Microsoft buys the companies while Sony makes their own games and blah, blah, something. Yeah, paraphrasing. And then I read the comments and everybody got him. They were on him like, yeah, okay, let's not pretend that Sony don't buy their own all the games and stuff too. So Yeah, man. I'm glad that this spotlight is being shined on the industry, particularly Sony and their whole business practices. And this needed to be done because that cannot happen. It can't continue because it is detrimental to the industry. Because say if Sony had their way, Microsoft then Microsoft diminished, they continue to be in last place or whatever. Sony is in first place or whatever. Sony then controls the creativity and the price structure and all these different vectors in the game industry. And if you're looking and you're paying attention, Sony raised prices before anybody else. Sony is censoring games more than anybody else. Sony's doing a lot of things that are anti-consumer, and everybody else is just pro-consumer, basically. Nintendo and Microsoft, pro-consumer. Now I want to touch on the whole David Jaffe kind of shouting out Lord Cognito, taking a picture with Sarah Bond or something like that, saying that, he said, Colin Moriarty would have never done that. They're impartial and they don't take bribes, or he didn't say that, but they don't take dinners and breakfasts or whatever. They don't do that for, and they don't talk to Sony side and all that stuff. And I was like, that's a bunch of BS, first of all. Look, I like David Jaffe, but right then and there, he didn't know what the hell he's talking about. He was talking out his ass. Listen, my respect for him has not diminished, but I'm looking side at you. I'm looking at your side-eyed, DJ. I'm looking side-eyed because I'm like, yo, I thought you knew stuff. I thought you knew that Colin was all up in Yoshida's booty hole. Shuhei. I thought you knew that. Didn't you see the pictures where they smiling, got Kool-Aid smiles, him and Greg Miller? Like that, ooh, and Shuhei's just right there, buddy, remember that? Yo, you don't remember that? Oh, okay, I'm just saying, yeah. And Colin, while Jaffe was saying that, Colin was just sitting there like, with his head was down, just a scowl on his face, and then he threw it to Maddie. What do you think about all the blah, blah, blah? And Maddie kind of, listen, I know Maddie is not the boss over there. I know he's like a nice guy or whatever, and he was respectful. I'll give him that. But if it was me, a nobody, and I was in that position, I'd be like, yo, I respect your point of view, but we over on the Xbox side, we're about celebration. This is what I agree with Cognito and the Lords, their whole mantra and their whole way of looking at it. They celebrate gaming. Okay, they celebrate the games, they celebrate the community, and they celebrate the creators, the people who make it possible for these games to exist. That's Phil Spencer, that's Sarah Bond, that's Aaron Greenberg, that's all the developers, that's the artists, it's the music, everybody. Okay? It's not like, they're playing favorites or they're buying creators. This whole stupid narrative. These ponies got nothing, so they're making up bullshit. They're making up bullshit about, they're paying creators to be fans. Look, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. And so, Jaffe, I don't know, maybe he was chewing on some, whatever. Maybe he was a little controlled substance or something. I don't know what the deal was. And he kept saying incognito. That's not his name. So, respect, please, Jaffe. You are just a human. Yeah, you made God of War, but you ain't making it now. Your last game was like whatever. So, I don't know what your deal is. I think you're probably happier not making games. So it's all good. But being a talking head on the internet means there's a responsibility for you to get your facts right. Now me, I'm an idiot. So when I get my facts wrong, they wrong. And y'all tell me, y'all let me know. And if it's just an opinion, then that's an opinion. But if it's an actual fact and I get it wrong, y'all let me know, and I'll come back and I'll correct course or whatever, because there's no sense in putting out fake news out there. Fake facts that helps no one. And I'm not trying to push a narrative. I'm just trying to spit the truth to the young black youth, or the purple youth, or the green youth, red youth, yellow. I'm yellow. I'm part yellow. Even though that's racist, but since I'm part yellow, I guess it's not? Is that how it works? Anyway, Microsoft won. Sony's losing. It's hilarious to see. this whole thing is creating a domino effect, and stuff's going to start moving forward. I think Microsoft probably closed the deal before the 18th. It's that's 7 days from now. This is the 11th, 7/11 today. And so it's super interesting, and I'm just glad that this is happening. And, you know, let me know in the comments, do you think that the deal was a good deal? I mean, do you think that the Judge Crowley, she did a thug thizzle and she did the right move? Or do you think, you know, there's corruption or something? I think somebody said that already. Let me know in the comments, and I appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm almost at 500. Keep it coming, keep it coming. I'm still working on the song. I'm gonna work on it when I get home today. Let's go, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Tilt the weight.